Welcome to Cards of Insight, where we discuss all things tarot. And I'm Greg, and I live in London.
Anna here, joining you all the way from sunny Brazil.
Susan here. I'm here in Canada.
And Pavlina, greetings from London, UK.
And we are all tarot readers.
When we start learning tarot, we usually associate each card to a specific set of meanings. So that's what we keep in our minds for quite a while. But sometimes and often, that card comes with a meaning that doesn't really apply to what we're reading about or to the question we're asking, but it does. It's just a question of using that card and interpreting with different tweaks, using your intuition. And as you'll see today, we each will come with some, tidbits in each card and how to apply it to different situations. Can you think of a question we could work this with?
Yeah, I have a question, and it's a work question, as usual. And I was wondering, if I take this job, how is it going to go? Is it going to go good? Going to go bad? Am I going to regret it? Am I going to be overworked? Maybe underworked? So let's see. Let's shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let's see. All right. And we have Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands speaks to me of a very welcoming environment. It says to me, hello, you're welcome here. There's security for you. It's a happy card. So the way I perceive that as my new job, I think I'm going to be made feel very welcome there. The introductory, when I first go there, they're going to seem very friendly and nice. And it seems like a safe, happy environment. There's lots of people doing things and they're busy. So I'm actually quite happy. I love the Four of Wands. I think it's a great card, especially for a job or a wedding. I don't know what you others might think.
Well, for me, the Four of Wands is a card of celebration. So like you said, like it looks like it's going to be, a celebration of yourself and others around you, that this job is going to have a positive outcome, and all your expectations will be met. And because I see them waving up in the flowers and the reef, and the wands are all straight. So to me, it's a very positive card. It's very stable because the ground is even flat. So it's giving that stabilization for security.
Yeah, I agree with the stability, solidity too. If you look in the background, you have a castle. So it's probably a company that is well established, solid, that has been doing things for quite a while. It's not a brand new venture. I also see advice here, and this is something that people might use if they want to add something extra, is that what comes after the Four of Wands is the Five of Wands, which is a card of competition. So although this is an excellent card, I would take the job if I were the person asking for it, because yes, it's stable, it's solid, you will be very welcome. Be careful not to get too comfortable, because this job looks like it fits like a glove, but there will be competition in the future. Probably because it's such a good job, everybody wants a piece of the cake. So that's what I would see there. Looking at the card that comes after, or sometimes before, can give you an extra nuance to the reading. Pavlina, do you see anything extra there?
Well, I think they are expecting you. They want you to accept the job because I think they really need the Fed member. Because look at that, they are like, hallelujah, you are here, right? So I think the budget is sorted for them finally to accept somebody to the company. So it looks great, but get ready to work hard.
So we could apply that same card, say, to a relationship, right? Like if you were thinking, if we were like I'll say here, how does Jake feel about me? Well, to me, this is be like Jake really likes me. Like it's like the minute he set eyes on me, he was like, celebrating. It's like maybe on the woman of his dreams that has walked through the pearly gates, if you want to say, or whatever. So he's seeing stability. He's looking at me like I'm the one. So all the four wands are planted in the earth. So I can see in a relationship that this card would be a very promising card.
Yeah, for the romantics, it's my other half, because you have the 2-2. The two wands match the other two, so it's the perfect pair. I mean, it's my other half. I think that's the only way to explain that, and I agree. It looks like family will welcome this person as well, right? Because there's,
Hmm.
the whole girls with the flowers, come over, come over for coffee or tea or whatever. We would like to meet you. So I would expect family also to, be in the relationship, oh, how is she? Is she nice? Where is she from? So be prepared to meet his family. But overall, an excellent card for relationship, I'd say.
I think in the card is like, how does he feel about you? He definitely feels the friendship and the fire inside of him. I think he really enjoyed the time with you. Is there yet like the committed relationship? No, but it's a good building foundation for the long-term friendship. And as well, maybe you all of you are coming from the same friends network background, or you share the same hobby, something what you enjoy together. So it's a good sign for Jake to enter this relationship.
In a relationship question, if I had to see that Four of Wands and she was asking about Jake, I would say that Jake actually really likes you. Now, when you look at the Four of Wands, you can sort of see this preparation there, a sort of a sense of expectation, like they're expecting you. And that says to me that almost like a preparation, he looks up to her because he's done all this effort for her arrival, as so to speak. He puts in the extra effort in expectation. So he would be a person that would organize holidays and things like that. And he looks forward to going with you. And I think he really, the most important thing with a relationship, what I see in this card as well, what's showing me is respect. Everybody likes respect in a relationship. And if you're going to go through that much effort for a partner, as in the Four of Wands, you do that for somebody you respect. So that card also shows me a partner that will respect you as well, which is important. And I can even go as far as to say that he's going to be proud of you, and you are somebody that he would be happy to show and introduce to the family and friends. I think it's a great card for a relationship.
And what about family? So here's a twist, you guys. Why does my mother-in-law hate me so much? And you get the Four of Wands.
Wow. That's a difficult one because the Four of Wands, the general tone, it's normally a happy card. And you want to know why does your mother-in-law hate you so much? And I mean, as you can see, the Four of Wands is generally a happy card. So if the mother-in-law hates you so much because it's a happy card, well, maybe she hates you because you're happy, because you've got a life, you're ambitious, and you're positive, and you always look forward to seeing people. And some people just don't like to see people happy.
Mhm.
And I would really question, like, maybe the mother-in-law's not happy. That's what I would say about that card, because that's a really great card. So I see the problem coming from the mother-in-law, not the individual, because the Four of Wands is generally a happy, good card. She's probably jealous that somebody's got so much ambition and positive in life and looks forward to things and organizes things and gets people together. And sometimes that can be annoying for other people. I would say that's the reason.
Like to me, this would be like the person asking the question. She's probably, like you said, a very happy person, and the mother-in-law is probably one of those, the glass half full, half empty, and hers is mostly empty. So she has a very different negative approach on life. So she's always looking at the downside of life versus her perky daughter-in-law who is positively and has the constant optimist, and every time she were to say, well, it could rain that day, And the daughter-in-law was, wow, that doesn't mean it will. It could be the most beautiful day. And even if it rains, the rain is so wonderful, sparkling and coming down gently, whatever. So the mother-in-law is just like she like wants to rain on her daughter-in-law's parade every single time. So I could see where, that Four of Wands could be a negative for that woman, like she just can't stand her daughter-in-law being that positive.
Yeah, well, I agree with the jealousy. That's the first thing that came to mind. She's very happy. I mean, why is she always happy? Maybe she's an airhead or something like that. But there's also something to do with the number four. For me, number four sometimes talks about privacy. So I see this as a person who is perhaps very private, and she doesn't see why she should welcome somebody so, profusely inside her house, because see that the people saying hello are beyond the Four of Wands. They're in the background. So she doesn't really understand, why should I, be always ready and prepare cake for this girlfriend of yours every time she comes over here. I mean, this is my castle, this is my house. It's almost like an invasion. And when she invades my place, she messes everything up, because she's probably very, as you said, happy, and, oh, let me help you with the flower, or, she's going to mess everything up. So I don't need that in my house. So that will probably be a person who is too private, set in their ways. They don't want, people in general. And because it is somebody that is, going out with her son, then it's even more invasive, because they're probably going to be in the house more often than just visit. So that can be it as well. Yeah. Poor girl.
Well, I think yes, she's poor girl because look, I think number one, her mother, she thinks, well, mother of the husband, she feels like I can pop in any time because I can't do it anymore now because she set up her own boundaries. As well, I believe the mother had in mind somebody different for the son, right? So she's like, no, you're not good enough. Maybe as well, there's some like maybe different food and different cultures all involved, right? Because I can see here like the fire, I can see here as well chopsticks, right? That could be as well cooking for two people with the chopsticks. It's a sad case, but I think she used to do everything for her son. She had things in her mind, and sadly, he didn't listen, and he's chosen the girl. It's not about the girl.
Okay, why don't we look at friends? And now this is a really challenging question, especially with the Four of Wands. What would happen if I told my friend, her boyfriend is cheating on her? And you pull the Four of Wands.
She wouldn't take you seriously, because that's a party card, right? She would say, "Oh, come on, come on. He's popular with the girls. You have girls here, right? In the card, waving, and he's popular. He's good looking. What do you expect? He's such a hunk. He's popular with the girls, but you're just seeing things. This is impossible. He's my soulmate, or my twin flame, because it's, the two wands together. We're just so perfect together. This is not possible. So she wouldn't take you seriously. She wouldn't. Challenging card, yes, and challenging situation as well. Anybody would see anything extra there?
Well, I think if she would tell the friend her boyfriend is cheating, she would say it as a by the way while they are outside, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe her friend will be like, "Oh, she didn't say it," or she will be not remembering, right? So it's about the surroundings when she will say it. No, the message won't be delivered in this case.
I also think this friend, she may be misreading the boyfriend. Like if this girl is like if she says it to her friend, her girlfriend may say, well, he's friendly with everybody. Maybe he's a flirt, or maybe he's just super friendly and so very sociable. So he's always, say, putting his arm around another girl's shoulder or whatever, but not meaning anything by it. This girlfriend that's telling her girlfriend, your boyfriend's cheating on you, she doesn't have that. She has those lines in the sand where a boyfriend stands beside you and he doesn't leave your side and only puts his arm around you, whereas this guy is a much more of a social creature, and possibly the girlfriend is too, because she's okay with him doing that with other women because she knows she's very comfortable with who she is, and she just feels like get, give your head a shake here. It's not him. He's being himself, and I don't have a problem with how he behaves. Greg, what's your take?
Okay. Well, the question was not what he's doing, it's how she's going to receive the news, right? So we don't know if it's true or not. So what I did was I thought, why don't I just ask him himself what he's up to? So for the Four of Swords, I'm asking him, what's he up to? I mean, the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands, again, speaks of trust, loyalty, happiness. I don't see dishonesty in the Four of Wands. I struggle to see dishonesty. I see that he's just a happy person, and maybe he is a bit flirty and he likes it. He's just a party animal. He just likes to be happy, and maybe he does like being a bit flirty with the girls. But I don't see any deceit or anything. And maybe, like Susan said, maybe he's just a hunk. He's just a person that likes to party, likes to have parties. He reminds me of one of those people that sort of brings a gadget to a party just to entertain everybody. He's one of those people, just likes to entertain and a happy person. I bet he likes parties too.
Mhm.
I would go with that. I don't see him cheating. I don't
So
believe.
you would shift the protagonist, right? You would root
Correct. Yes, because
for the guy. Okay.
or otherwise I would ask the friend, "Well, what makes you say that?"
Mhm.
But I didn't ask her that. I just asked him, and that's what I'm getting from him. So I was a bit naughty. I didn't see how she would receive it. I asked if he is actually cheating, and I didn't see that. So maybe that's a bit naughty, but that's just a naughty thing I do.
As usual, Greg.
So this reading would be actually telling the girl, the one that's asking the question, don't ask the question, because this is not really the,
Mhm.
expected outcome. You would be jumping.
I would say she's quite confident about her boyfriend's antics,
Mm-hmm.
so she probably knows he's doing it.
Nothing would happen, actually.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, nothing.
Even if he is a bit flirty, nothing would happen.
Mhm. Yeah. Even if he's cheating, nothing would happen because the girlfriend wouldn't, pay attention to rumor or gossip or whatever. We really don't know how the other one knows about the cheating. But what about something different, like study? If a person asks you, I'm currently studying law, Jesus, but my true passion is fashion. Which path should I take? And you draw the Four of Wands. This card in this particular question for me depends a lot on your intuition and your flash at the moment of reading, because it could go either way. If you fix yourself on the number 4, which is the number for stability, the number for something that will give you whatever you need for a solid future, to have money enough, for your expenses, to buy your car in the future, your house or whatever. Look at the castle. I mean, this is really well established, something, yeah, for years and years on end. I would say law. But if your intuition fixes on the flowers, on the girls, with the draping on the on their bodies, just posing ready for the catwalk, then I would say fashion. Now, people say, how do you know? You just don't know. You put the card, and the first thing that catches your eye is what you're going to talk about. This is the thing about intuition. Don't question it. Just let it flow. Open your ears and let it talk to you. For me, it could go either way, either law or fashion.
And for me, as soon as, like, if I were to repeat that question and pull that card, for me, intuitively, right off the hop, I would be thinking of that, that fashion walk, down the, what do they call it, catwalk or whatever it is. And I can see these people coming down, they're wearing their outfits and, showing them off to their whoever wants to view them. So I would get the fact that the fashion is far more important, and that would be the path for him to take, or her take, whoever's asking the question. But that's what I see intuitively right off the hop for myself.
For me, it's a question out to the universe. I asked the question in the basis of what would they be more happy with, because people like to be happy. And so I asked the question, and you have to close your eyes and imagine yourself in the cards environment. And even the tuition just swings me towards entertainment. I mean, you can see it. To me, it looks like there's actually an entrance, a walkway, not going into a courtroom or anything like that, an actual walkway into a place of entertainment. People are dressed up and people are entertaining you. And that just screams to me fashion, the Four of Wands. Definitely fashion. I can't see any type of law in there. I could easily say it's an entrance to a courtroom, but I just don't get that. It's like Susan said, you've got to trust your intuition. Lights, camera, action, drink, food, flowers.
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely more likely than fashion than the lawyer. If that's the lawyer, that's a marriage counseling, or marriage divorce lawyer or something like that. But it's more likely fashion what I can see here. But I would say with the fashion, it would be focus on all traditional fashion. Go with the like staple brands. I think the production would be very small as well. So I think more likely fashion than lawyer for divorcee.
Okay, what about travel? The most kind of an obvious question is, I'm going on a trip to Rome with two friends. How will it go? Who wants to start on that one?
What can I say about the Four of Wands? It's a happy card. And I don't know if it's because it's Italy, but they're going to be made to feel very welcome. I think they're going to have a great time. They're going to be meeting people. They're going to want to meet people. They're going to explore the environment. They're going to want to see all the shops. And they're going to feel extremely comfortable about it. I've never been to Italy, but they're probably very hos hospitable people. But I definitely see hospitality, happiness, a good. They're going to enjoy themselves. I would say go for it. I see it just going good.
Yeah, isn't it interesting that you're going on a trip to Rome with two friends and you have two people in the Four of Wands waving, right? So it might even be that you're the one taking the pictures, right? You might ask somebody else to
Yeah.
take the picture of the three of you. But yeah, definitely. You have a castle there, so you probably will visit lots and lots of, ancient places and monuments and castles and things like that. I don't see food here, but you're probably going to eat well as well. And the girls are dressed in costumes, so you might buy interesting clothes over there. Italy is known for, good design and good fashion. So, but your friends are going to have a blast. I don't know about you, but I think all of you will have fun. Get a camera. Get
Okay.
a camera.
And I said there was food in the card because there's drink and dance. There's got to be food, right?
Yeah, wine. Look at the grapes hanging from the
Wine,
from
food.
the four wands there. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I think those are students. I think they are going to do some part-time job at winery with that because it looks like the traditional setup for the Italian production of the wine. But yeah, it will go well. You will enjoy it. You will meet other people as well. The culture will be different for them.
Well, what I picked up from the card is that I think what one of the girls I'm assuming girls here, are going to, or even a guy, they're going to meet the person of their dreams on this holiday, and the friends are going to be so ecstatic for them, and so this could be, the big lead up to a future wedding. So yes, it's a very promising a trip because he or she's going to meet someone important, and the friends are going to be very supportive of that meeting. So I think it's going to be a very, very special trip indeed if that's what happens. Okay, we could do one more with this card called pet. Okay, think about this. I have a dog called Pebbles who died 2 years ago. Am I ready to get another dog?
No,
Who wants to talk? Greg.
I said no because if I look at the Four of Wands, I'm actually speaking about how her relationship is with the dog, the current dog that's passed away. And you would normally think that if the Four of Wands came up, it's a good idea to get the dog and should be happy because it's a happy card. But this is actually speaking of it's actually better the way it is and leave the memories for the way they were. I'm seeing that more as a memory instead of an action. But then again, that could be the intuition. But I would actually say no this time around. And that would be my reason, say, because that's the current situation. She's happy as it is. She's got a freedom in her and she can do what she likes, or they can. And I think if they had to get a dog, that's what it seems to me that would all change. So it wouldn't be the way it is if they got a dog. So it's actually working the other way. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because the same for me. I wouldn't recommend to get the dog because I think the person is ready to do something completely different. Enjoying the time with the friends and maybe traveling.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Yeah, I would say to them, everything's good the way it is now, and I think it will cause a disruption to that by getting a dog. I mean, you wouldn't be able to do all of that if you have a dog.
I agree with both of you because I don't see a dog in the picture. I see like other events taking place in the person's life. So even though it's like saying, well, it's been 2 years, but there may be more time has to pass and they have other things that they need to do. And that could be traveling, that could be whatever. So it's not that they won't get a dog, but it's saying right now you need to go out and you need to do other things, put that memory behind you or keep it happy. But it doesn't mean you get a dog yet. Anna, what do you think?
For this particular card, well, I'm partial to dogs, but that's beyond the question. For this particular dog, I would get another card because I think once a person comes to you and asks, am I ready to get another dog? The idea is already in their minds. It's not like, okay, maybe I'll get a dog or not. They don't just go to a reader, pay a reader and say, am I ready to adopt or to buy a new dog? So the idea is already there. So I would take another card to see why she feels this need coming, at this particular time. If I couldn't take any other card for the lady, and if I had to answer with this card alone, I would think about the card that came before it and the card that came that comes after it. So that would be the Three of Wands and the Five of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of a man, standing at the top of a hill, looking at things passing by. So for me, that talks about this lady probably looking at people who have dogs that are still living, walking their dogs, going down the street. And, this is something that she probably does frequently. And it's giving her that emptiness, I don't have a dog anymore. So she probably walked her dog a lot. Now, the Four of Wands is her looking back. You see 2 years. She lost Pebbles 2 years ago. She has the two ladies again there. She's looking back, at how Pebbles was, friendly and nice and playful, just like those two girls. The cards that comes after that is the Five of Wands, which is a card of difficulty. So my advice for her would be think this through because there's an itch. If there's an itch, there's a need. But do not expect the dog that you get, whatever dog it may be, small, big, or whatever, to be like Pebbles. The dog may be a dog that needs help, a dog that is not as happy, a dog that is scared, or who doesn't like to be touched because of a bad past or whatever, depending if she adopts, she knows what happened to the dog. So work this, work this idea in your mind. Visit shelters. See if there's a pool, if, something calls to you. And if not, go do something else. I mean, she can go out and travel or whatever. And nothing is stopping her now. The reason I say this is because if you go through all this trouble to visit a reader and to ask this question, it means that it's not just a whim. It's something that is bothering you, that has been kind of, there's an emptiness already aching. There's some grief that she has to take care of. So I didn't answer the question, I know, but that's what I would that's what I would that's what I would do. It's a process. It's not a yes or no. It isn't. It really isn't.
Well, and probably that person is emotional about the pet. So I can, yeah, so I agree with you, Anna. Like it would be worth exploring, especially if they've come to you and they're anxious and they really have that. And I know I just lost my little cat, so I'm feeling very missing her and it's going up and down with the adoption. Should I adopt or shouldn't I adopt or kind of thing. So I do get that.
Okay. So there you go. Same card, completely different questions and topics and areas of investigation, and it's possible, guys. It is possible to do it.
Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and follow us. And feel free to leave a comment.